Hello one and all. Today we are going to study Biot-Savart law as a major aspect of engineering electromagnetics. Myself Sarosh Dastoor.
Myself, Dhireen Bhagat.
At the end of this video lecture, student will be able to first remember the concept of static electric field and electric potential. Second, describe the uniform magnetic field intensity available at a point in magnetic field. The planning of the session goes first magnetic field and magnetostatics, then it will lead to a current carrying conductor with the equation of the Biot-Savart law, and finally application and concept leading towards the Ampere's law. The major aspect as discussed, Biot-Savart law focuses magnetostatics. It states that the magnetic field is produced by steady currents. The magnetostatic field does not allow for inductive coupling between the circuits and coupling between electric and magnetic fields. Moving on to the Biot-Savart law. The Biot-Savart law gives us the magnetic field arising at a specific point P from a given current distribution. It is the fundamental law of magnetostatics. As Coulomb's law is the most fundamental or the basic law of electrostatics, over here Biot-Savart law gains momentum for magnetostatics. The contribution to the magnetic field at a point P from a differential current element IDL is given by the Biot-Savart law as dB of R is equal to mu 0 IDL dash cross R upon 4 pi R cube, where dB as a function of R is the distance which is notifying the incremental current element and a point of interest. Capital B is the magnetic flux density, mu 0 is the permeability of free space, I is the current which is conductor which is carrying the current, dl dash is the infinitesimal length of the conductor, r is the distance from dl, that is the infinitesimal element, to that of the point of interest. This equation is the basic equation of the Biot-Savart law. In terms of the field distribution, the figure shows that in a three-dimensional Cartesian coordinate system, the arrow indicates the current flowing, which is indicated by the blue colored. IDL is the current element, that is a small infinitesimal current element carrying the current I. Capital R is the distance which is indicated, and small r is basically the displacement from the origin to that of the point of interest. We can say it is an effective distance or an equivalent distance. Point P is the point of interest where actual intensity of magnetic field is required to be found out. The total magnetic flux at a point P due to this entire circuit is given as, if I take the contour integral or the closed loop integral over that particular current element IDL, then my magnetic flux density at this point BR will be equal to contour integral mu 0 IDL dash cross R upon 4 pi R cube. The terminologies as mentioned are the same. If we look upon the current distributions, that is the current flowing through the one-dimensional, two-dimensional and the three-dimensional counterparts is described as line current density, that is it occurs for infinitesimally thin filamentary bodies, that is wires of negligible diameter. For a two-dimensional flow, it is a surface current density, current per unit width, and it occurs when body is perfectly conducting. It is a two-dimensional surface. And the three-dimensional conduction is through the volume, that is volume current density, current per unit cross-sectional area. And it is most general, that is in a real time considered as volume current density. So moving on to the surface distribution, the Biot-Savart law becomes surface integral. We just replace the contour integral by the surface integral as integral of S mu 0 Js, where Js is the current density flowing through the surface, or we can say it's a surface current, into R divided by 4 pi r cube of ds dash. And similarly for volume distribution, if we take the volume integral of mu 0 j r dash cross r upon 4 pi r cube of dv dash, we get the volume distribution of the current. One thing over here to be noted is Biot-Savart law could be used in general, that is whether a DC field is varying or a DC field is constant. But if we wish to have a constancy of the DC field, electric field which is constituting the magnetic field or magnetic field constituting the electric field, we need to go for the Ampere's law. So we can see at this junction over here that Biot-Savart law plays a vital role for the development, for the movement of the Ampere's law and its applications. So over here we can summarize that Biot-Savart law could be used for finding intensity of a magnetic field at a point due to a current carrying conductor which is placed at any point in that magnetic field. Thank you one and all.
Thank you.